Hey y'all, it's Haunted, and today I'm back with a new video, and you'll never guess what I'm talking about today. Someone told me how random my videos are and can be, and I said, yeah, well, this is random, but I'm telling it because I think I need to, and I don't know why else it would happen except for me to explain it. Like, I think that's a part of it happening, so I'm gonna keep the note to the end, but it'll make sense once you watch the entire video. So I think everything happens for a reason. I forgot what I was thinking about when I had this thought, but pretty much God orchestrates things so early in advance, just so when the time comes for this one little thought, each detail, everything happens for a reason. But yes, on a grander scale. What I mean is sometimes you so wrapped up in what's going on. I have 3 different thoughts. So I told one of my friends pretty much, like, girl, God just, God does everything for a reason. She's like, yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, some things happen and they happen just so you have something to focus on while the thing is happening. I'm gonna just say this, I got an opportunity. I wasn't expecting the opportunity. It came at a horrible time. It came when I felt like I was going through hell. And by it came, I mean the process of it happening, this opportunity, this rush of income, whatever you want to call it, it happened in a time where physically I didn't know how I was going to move forward because of what I was going through. I didn't know if tomorrow was an option. So that's my thing. I had my mind in a place of uncertainty in the flesh, and unbeknownst to me, God was doing things in the flesh, in the world, for me during all that happening, because it's like he knew if I just give it to you, you're gonna mess it up, or you're not gonna know how to take it, or you're gonna do something to fumble it. It's like he knew he had to give me that opportunity while I was going through that. That was just a distraction in my mind, and things could turn out wrong, but that was something in his book. Like, girl, no, I'm not finna kill you. You might be sick for a little minute because I got some stuff to do, and while you enduring that, I need you to be faithful in me. So while I'm doing what I need to do, you could be faithful in that too, because after the fact is when you find out, God, you was doing that for me like this whole time, because it clicked. And this is what I mean when it clicked. This is where the dream comes in, and this other thought, that's the thought that I had in my mind when this conclusion happened. I was like, wow, God. Pretty much I felt like I would have answered something differently, or I would have made a move that I normally wouldn't make. This is a completely different thought, but it's connected to the first thought. Like, I was gonna do something, and I couldn't do it because I had already had this, I had already come to a conclusion in my mind that I don't need to do that, because God just showed me before in this situation, how that could turn out. But I wouldn't have known that if the before and before and the before and the before. Okay, so yesterday, I'm just getting to the story because I don't know if my thoughts are making sense at this point. Yesterday, I had a thought because I had a neighbor that she lived 2 doors down from me in this apartment. She was polite, but she would do things that were just not called for, but almost like a distract, like would knock on my door. And I have signs on my door not to knock on my door. And my brother was here when she did that, and she knocked for like 20 minutes straight, like something was really happening. And on my door it says don't knock. And I know we should love our neighbors, but on my door, and this is for anybody, I don't like people coming up to my house, period. It pretty much says if you're not the police officer, if you're not the rent office, if you're not maintenance, if you're not DSS, don't come to my door. I don't care if you're family. I don't care if you are a friend. I don't care if you're a church, religious group. I don't care, Jehovah's Witness. Do not knock on my door, or you're gonna be trespassing, and I'm gonna call the police. Because I have people that I've met, and just because they know where I live, they think they'll constantly come to my house. I'm not doing that. I have too much going on. You're not gonna come in my space and disrespect my space. So I think the day that she knocked on my door was because my brother was here. And I don't have a car here, but I have a parking spot that belongs to me. And since my brother came, he parked here. I don't know who the parking spot was for, but we looked and, you know, we kind of figured that's the only reason she could be knocking. The only reason. And she also has my number. I may have blocked her, but she has my number. But I'm like, well, and he said, my brother goes, well, even if that is what she's knocking for, you have your space. Like, just because someone needs a space doesn't mean what? She wanted my brother to move and give up his space? So I don't know. You could say she was, she was just looking out. But she's also like at a random time, she'll bring candy out. And it's not that I don't let my baby have candy, but if it's like right before dinner, she'll bring out something like ice cream, and I could just say no, or like a lollipop, those little popsicle things. But even if I say no, now I'm dealt with a toddler that's angry with me because she saw it and she can't have it, and she has a child. So as a parent, I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you not say, hey mom, I got some stuff I can bring out, do you want some? Can they have some? Or what if it's something, or just, I guess the whole thing is just, you may not think it's a bad thing, but me personally, I think it's disrespectful when it happens like back to back, or, I can't explain it. And that may seem harmless to you, but the biggest thing for me was she had a huge Trump sign and I live in the projects. I live in income housing. She had a Trump sign in front of like her door. She had two, and she would play gospel sermons on Sunday or any given day, which is okay, but she would play them on a speaker and blare them, and then it would be like Scottish music, and that's cool. But then you get ready to call the police when someone's music is too loud, or because we have homeless people, she's called the police about those people, which I get if you have a kid that plays outside often. But, I just, very weird to me, or just always in something. The police are always here with her. And other people haven't had good experiences with. It's just certain things, almost like attention seeking, I don't know, or just, she made a comment one time early on when we first moved here, if you had, I was trying to get stuff out of the car, the baby was crying, it's like a thank you, but not right now. Like, every time she finds something to, I don't know, maybe that's just her personality. I found it annoying. But she goes, hey, if you have EBT, you can get like $40 from Walmart in fruits and vegetables. She goes, if they want us to eat better, they ought to feed us. Like, pretty much saying it's a good opportunity. Like, and I'm assuming maybe she has that, I don't know, or if she just thought she was helping me out. But to make a comment like that, whether you're serious or trolling me, with everything that just happened in November with Snap, I'm wondering, damn, how is she affected? Because bitch, it's not like we live in Beverly Hills. We ain't fucking in the projects. We are. And maybe this was wrong. It was wrong of me, but I literally started to pray, like, God, move her away. Like, just move her. I want her to move. And I hate it because she moved. And I was like, oh, you witch. You witch. She was just a nuisance. Like, just... Or if we'd be over there playing with her friend that lives over here, and she's here, she comes in the street with stuff. And it's not that she could plan it out. That'd be impossible. But cars come, like, zooming through, and you're just, like, playing and, interacting with the child in a way that says, come here, I'm welcoming you, I have something that's childlike, which is cool. But now the babies are running across the street. And by baby, I mean not my baby, the other baby. But still, it's like she just does things in disregard of what the parent may think or how it may affect the parent, when it's just like, all you have to do is keep to yourself. That's all you have to do. Because I don't want to blatantly say, and that's just my personality, I don't want to be friends, but you can't force that onto someone And furthermore, doing it when I'm not open to it, it's just weird to me. So when she moved, I was like, you know, I hope she moved for a good reason. I hope it wasn't anything that, you know, like, I hope she wasn't evicted. I hope she wasn't sick. Like, you know, I was hoping it was for a good reason, because I had been hoping that subconsciously. I never said it out of my mouth, and I never thought, like, on the fact that I actually said it. But I knew in my heart, it was just like, God, remove her, or I'll be removed, like something. Because it was just like, I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to do things with my baby, because every time turned into and it doesn't have to be that. I just want to be in my own little box. But yeah, she's just from the beginning, just very weird and overstepping. But I say all that just to get into the dream. Yeah, I did not want her here. Sorry, I did not want her here. I was just reminiscing about all the times and all the stuff that she did that was just, I hate to say uncalled for, but very invading and over the time. Because, you know, Trump's presidency has been what it is, and it's been surprising to some, even some of his supporters. So in my mind, I can only imagine knowing the situation that she's in. How are you feeling during all this? Like, do you want to put more signs up? Because she had two. One in the screen door of her front door and one on the window beside of it. And it's cool. Like, if that's what you like, that's what you believe in, that's what you want to, that's cool. But also, it gives me the right, as someone who just doesn't support him or anything that he does, to make I'm not going to say it makes me the right. I feel it gave me the right to make a assumption about her, a pre-assumption, without even knowing her or getting to know her. She led up to, you know, me believing who she was. I wasn't very far off, but yeah. With you not, if my mom was a Trump supporter, I cannot blame her because of the bread that she makes. Knowing you stay here, I can only imagine there's only one or two other reasons that you support him, and you support him so boldly. Because he ain't done nothing in your favor. Not one thing. So I'm thinking you